Alright, lads. Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, which was penciled in. I don't think it was ever formally announced, but it was penciled in for the 30th of January. Alright, that seems like now it's dead in the water, and I would have serious reservations about that fight taking place at all. Seriously, I think I could seriously see Povetkin calling it quits and retiring. The man is 41 years old, he's getting closer to 42, and I just don't think his body can compete at world level. I don't say it's him necessarily. I think the body is starting to give way in terms of just being able to compete at world level. Probably a fringe world level, he'd probably still be quite useful, but at the world level, I just don't know. And I think maybe we'll see the end of Povetkin. I think this might be that fight where he knocked Dillian Whyte out in the 5th round, might be his swan song. Seriously, in terms of what Eddie Hearn's planning on doing, he's still trying to get Dillian Whyte out for January 30th. Now he's named names like Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder. Who was the? I think he named a few names, but they were the two that kind of stuck out to me. Oh, he named Andy Ruiz as well. Now with Ruiz, can't see that happening. Can't see that happening at all. Although I wouldn't. That's an interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. Can't see it happening at all though. Seriously, I think Ruiz is training with Eddie Reynoso now. He's looking motivated. He's looking motivated. Being in camp with Canelo has to do him good. I wonder actually if we'll see him at this fight the weekend, because Texas are allowing fans. There's no reason why he can't go. So I'm assuming I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ruiz. They've made it Canelo, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ruiz at the Canelo fight this weekend. Be interesting to see. But I know on the footage we've seen of him, he's looking fast. Eddie Reynoso, very very good coach in camp with Canelo Alvarez. So Andy Ruiz, be interesting to watch him come the new year. I would imagine, I think he said it himself, he wants to have a kind of easy first fight just to come back in, just to get the cobwebs dusted off and get back to winning ways. So I'd love to see him versus Dillian Whyte. I think it's an interesting fight. Can't see that happening. In terms of Wilder, I mean, really, I think Eddie Hearn is reaching with that one. Wilder, to me, it seems like Fury or bust. It seems like his team, I've made so many goddamn videos, I'm not going to touch on it again, but it seems like it's Fury or bust with Team Wilder. So can't see that. Ortiz, man, that is a fight I wouldn't mind seeing. Ortiz, though, at this stage, is as slow as molasses. He really is. I mean, you're going from fighting a 41-year-old Povetkin to a 41-year-old Luis Ortiz. I suspect it's closer to 50. Seriously, Luis Ortiz ain't he ain't 41 years old. Luis Ortiz, no, he got the man, right? How many years was it now? 5 years ago since he fought Brian Jennings. Jesus, time flies quick. And he was what, like 35, 36 then, and we were like, this guy ain't 35, 36. So we were saying he's in his 40s now, so he's got to be closer to 50 now. But Ortiz, he came off a win in the first round over Flores. I think Flores' purse got withheld because people thought it was a dive. It was a body shot he knocked him out with in the first round. Couldn't really gauge much from that. In the Wilder fight, he looked very slow. But Ortiz's fundamentals are still there. Ortiz would box with Dillian Whyte. Ortiz's jab could get... Ortiz is an underrated jab. His jab is actually quite useful when he uses it. Ortiz definitely heavy-handed. The Ortiz fight to me would be intriguing. I would love to see Whyte versus Ruiz. I can't see that happening. It's just Ruiz. I don't think Ruiz is going to jump in at the deep end. I just can't see it. But Ortiz, I could see him jumping in there with Dillian Whyte. You know, if there's an opening, if they look to go ahead and put Dillian Whyte out on the 30th of January, which I see no reason why they wouldn't. I know Dillian Whyte is still in camp in Portugal, so I see no reason why they wouldn't do that. And they'll probably put that on pay-per-view. That's the only thing. But Ortiz is an opponent. That's not necessarily a bad shout. Like, I mean, I'd be definitely making Dillian Whyte favourite. I think that this is maybe not sufficient enough time to recover from the concussion. If he wasn't concussed following that knockout, I'd be amazed. If Dillian Whyte didn't suffer a minor concussion from that knockout from Povetkin, I'd be amazed, because his head hit the canvas quite bad as well. Knocked the polystyrene board out of the ring. So with Dillian Whyte, it takes about 3 to 4 months to recover from a concussion fully. So you'd imagine by then he should be reasonably okay. You would make Dillian Whyte favourite against someone like Luis Ortiz, definitely. It'd be an interesting one. It'd be an interesting one for me. I could see how Ortiz, because we've heard talk about Ortiz for several years now. I remember before Dillian Whyte fought Parker, a lot of people were reporting that the deal was actually virtually done to fight Luis Ortiz in July 2018, but they got the Parker fight over the line the last minute. It made that fight null and void. So there was a lot of talk about that. I'd still like to see Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte. It's an interesting fight to me, and I think that it wouldn't be as straightforward as people think. People would be saying, Dillian Whyte wins. He got knocked out by Wilder twice. He's definitely not 41 years. He's definitely older than that. He's slow. Yeah, but the fundamentals are still there. He can still punch a bit, and Ortiz can crack. He definitely can crack, and I'm sure he definitely cracks hard enough to hurt Dillian Whyte. And you're gonna wonder. See, with Dillian Whyte, right? I'm not saying he's chinny, but his chin definitely regressed after the AJ fight. Following that knockout, and after that knockout from Povetkin, oh boy, I reckon his chin's gonna regress even more. I reckon the punch resistance is gonna take another knock. So that's what I'm thinking with Dillian Whyte, and I think that Ortiz might be able to crack that. Although he's slow, he is slow. He can be sneaky. Ask Deontay Wilder, he was able to counter with those right hooks in the first fight. Obviously, he just kind of boxed more in the second fight. Or Deontay Wilder was just waiting for the throw right hand. But Ortiz can be sneaky as well. So there's some of the options we have. Look, we don't know what's going to happen. We may very well get the Povetkin fight. I doubt we'll see that fight at all, to be honest with you. I just don't think Povetkin's body can get through maybe not get through a full camp, but I think Povetkin knows his time at the top is coming to an end, and maybe rather than go out on a loss, maybe he wants to just rise off into the sunset, check big check from the last fight, and then just say call it a day. Who knows? That's what I'm reading, that's what I'm reporting. So Ortiz versus Whyte, I think if we don't get Povetkin versus Whyte, that would be probably the logical fight that Eddie Hearn would like to make. I can't really see who else they put him in there with, to be honest with you. Like the Wilder, that's reaching, they ain't gonna no go. Ruiz, can't see him taking that. Who else would you put him in there with? Like, when you think about the heavyweights, would you do a rematch with Parker? Would you do a rematch? I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I think Parker probably want more time to train, and there might be issues with him traveling to the UK, this, that, and the other. What New Zealand are like. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Hashtag GMansRocks, King of Rip Jeans, all that good stuff. Hope y'all enjoyed it, people. Let me know in the comment section what you think Dillian Whyte's going to do moving forward. I will talk to you. Peace.